Oh, it's good to be back. Welcome to the Failure to Stop podcast, the number one show for police-related breakdowns. I'm by myself today, not in studio, doing the book tour thing. So it's going to be a minute before I be back in the studio really quick because I don't have a producer with me. Abby Ellsworth's in the live chats. We are a live show. Can you guys hear me pretty good? Like, does it sound like the right mic is hooked up and everything? Again, not have a producer, traveling. Somebody say yay or nay in the chat. Oh, they said I'm shiny. Well, that's good. Can you hear me though? That's the important thing. Yes. Do I sound good? Give me a yes or no. While you're doing that, yes. Everybody says I sound great. Good. Well, that makes me feel better. Book tour is going great, and we have a big breakdown for you today. It's this police sergeant shot by Bobby Alverado. The name of the police officer hasn't been released yet. This is going to be a fantastic breakdown. I've been wanting to do this. I had a cool guy video for you because I wanted to start doing that every week. A cool guy video, and I downloaded it, but again, don't have a producer, traveling, doing the book tour thing. And so I didn't have the right audio hooked up when I recorded the cool guy video. So you're not going to get a cool guy video, but maybe I'll tell you about it if you are lucky. Today's show is brought to you by factormeals.com/Wolfpack50OFF. But you were like, hold on, Eric. I thought we weren't doing sponsors for the fourth quarter because of the book tour. And you didn't know if you were going to be able to do shows every week like we were, and we're not in the studio. Factor Meals hit me up in an email and they said, can you give us two? Can you give us two this month? We need you. We need you, Wolfpack. And so I said, yeah, we'll definitely be good for two ad reads. So this is going to be one of the ad reads. And we're so thankful that Factor Meals is even tolerating or even entertaining the fact that, we're on a book tour, we're traveling, things aren't the way that they used to be, and they're not going to be like that for another 80 days because we're only 10 days into this book tour. But I got a lot to fill you in. Before we get started, let's do a quick intro, bring us in, and then we're going to address the live chats and get into this amazing police breakdown. Let's freaking go.
The growing calls across the nation to defund the police.
To end policing as we know it.
Off the charts violence in New York City. 11 people shot in just 8 hours on Sunday.
This is about the police officers who every single day put on that uniform and they run towards danger when we run away from it.
Somebody in the live chat said that I have a boomer camera angle. I don't know what a boomer camera angle is. I'm not in the studio. The studio is actually being remastered. New drywall put in there, doing some new lighting in the studio. So hopefully I'll be back in the studio next week. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into it really quick. Nightkin's in the chats, Loren's in the chats, Lastro Lopez, Abby Ellsworth, Mur 530. The list is going on. I think I saw Sarah Kelch in there. Doing a breakdown next week. Really important. Next week, we'll be in studio for it, pretty sure. We will be doing this breakdown of, do you remember the officer who shot the judge in the courtroom? And I said, I don't want to even get into it. I don't even want to touch this case right now because I guarantee you there's so much more that we don't know because there's just no way that some cop goes rogue or gets butt hurt over a case that didn't work out for him, so much so that he's willing to shoot multiple times a judge in his chambers in front of the camera and then just give up willingly without committing suicide. And he just goes in handcuffs to go spend the rest of his life and bang me in the butthole prison for the rest. Remember I told you that was not probably the case, and that more probably than not that there was more to it than that. Come to find out, Tanstradamus was right again. Dadgone it, he's always right. Tanstradamus is always right. So there's a lot coming on, and so Sarah, who has been Sarah Kelch, not Sarah Kiefer. No, Sarah Kelch. Hang on, let me make sure it's the right Sarah. Hold on. There's multiple Sarahs in my life. I have her in my phone as Sarah Failure to Stop. I don't even know her real name. She's been doing a lot of like independent journalism for the show. She sends me articles all the time and I don't even really know her, but she's been covering this case since the beginning. We've had phone conversations about the case. And so I'm going to have her next Friday. She's an amazing, I don't know how she is as a podcaster. We'll see. but she has done an amazing amount of research, pulling records, all sorts of stuff. She's been on top of this case more than anyone I've seen. She doesn't have a YouTube channel yet. She doesn't have a podcast yet, but maybe it's in her future, maybe not. Who knows? We'll see you next Friday, but she's going to come on and we're going to break this whole thing down together. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, I've been on the book tour. I just got back from Montana. And then currently doing a celebrity golf tournament. And let me just cue you guys in on that. I promise, listen, if you want to fast forward through all the niceties of this show, go ahead. This isn't the normal. This isn't normal. We really have a producer. We're in the studio and we're like very rigid. We kind of have like a regimen. We go into the police breakdowns. But right now we're on a book tour from Pig Latin, a seriously funny true story. It's a 90-day book tour. So I'm traveling all around the country, doing podcasts, doing meetups, doing all of these things for my book, Pig Latin, a seriously funny true story, which drops to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Target, Hudson's. It's on Amazon right now. I think it's online on all those platforms right now. But the book drops this freaking Tuesday. Michael Stewart, I did send you your bookmarker, but it came back returned to sender. So I'm not sure what happened there. Also, I have one more batch of 100 bookmarkers to go out. So if you haven't got your bookmarker, I still have 100 left to send. Going to send those out today for all of you guys who pre-ordered the book. And I really, really appreciate it. But all that being said, just got back from Montana. That's why I didn't do the show last week. Last week in Montana, I was with Andy Stumpf on Cleared Hot. And I just thought, since you guys have been here for the journey, you guys know Andy Stumpf. You guys know the podcast Cleared Hot, the Navy SEAL podcaster. So I just thought maybe for the first part of this, I would just give you a little glimpse into my first week of book tour life, and then we'll get into the breakdown. Is that okay? Or do you guys just want to hear the breakdown and me to be just shutting the F up? So in the chats, if I get 3 yeses that you want to hear the story about my time in Montana, I'm going to tell that. If I don't get 3 yeses, I'm going to skip and go straight on to the breakdown. Nitchkin says he's up for the book tour. He wants to hear it. Lauren says tour is up, so that's 2. And Abby, that's 3. So we're going to do it. The people have spoken. Folk around find out. Says, good morning, Vietnam. I always picture that when Michael Scott does that in The Office. All right, let me talk about it. So I've become pretty good friends with Mandatory Fun Day. I can say that now. He and I have met up several times at this point. And every time we get a little bit closer, a little bit more friendly towards each other. And in Montana, we decided we were each going to go a day early to Montana. He was on Andy Stumpf the day before me. We were going to go a day early and just chill and make some content. We made a reel that was hilarious. It went ultra viral, 2,000 something comments already on across multiple platforms. It's like say 800 on Instagram and then another 700 or so on Facebook. But it's been really fun to see everybody's comments and people are like, oh, we love Tansy. We like Tansy. So that's good, right? Like you always want to be in somebody else's fan group and know that they, like, if you're friends with somebody, when a influencer like Austin is married to his audience. So if his audience doesn't like me, the new boyfriend, well, then I would be out. By the way, boyfriend, not boyfriend, like boy, that is his friend, and was in Montana. So it can't be gay. But anyway, they liked my humor and that was great. But Mandatory Fun Day, Austin and I, we got to hang out. It was super funny. We went to a bar, a no-name rando bar in Montana, in Kalispell. We basically just said, like, what's a walking distance bar from here? So we went to this bar and immediately when we walked in, like 4 or 5 people were like, are you Austin von Leckman? And I was like, oh my God, he really is that famous. And so I spent the rest of the evening holding his camera, taking pictures of him and his fans. And like nobody even addressed me. Nobody knows who I was. Obviously, I'm not a celebrity. But it was fun to hang out with him and we had a great time. And then we met up with Andy Stumpf. And I immediately got the impression that Andy did not like me. Maybe it was in my head, but I felt like Andy, I felt like I was the third wheel. And then I had to sit as a third wheel through their podcast. And like I was holding the door for them, and then we went back to Black Rifle Coffee, and people wanted pictures with them, and that was cool. But I definitely had the third wheel vibes. The next day, Andy invited me to go do jujitsu with him. Actually, I invited myself. Let's be real. I wanted to go train at his gym with him, and he was very like, "Yeah, sure." 12 o'clock sharp. I'm like, "Where's that?" He's like, "SBG." I'm like, "I don't know what that is." He's like, "It's right down the road." And that was it. That was our conversation. That was my conversation with Andy. So I was like, "Oh, this guy hates me. And he probably doesn't even want me to train." But I'm like, I wear on people. I have a tendency to wear on people. Like, I'll wear you down. I'll make you like me. You gonna like me, boy. So I showed up, and it's anytime you show up to another gym, it's always very awkward. You don't know anybody. You don't know their customs and courtesies. And so it's always awkward anyway. But now it's awkward because Andy Stump shows up and he barely makes eye contact with me. And he's like, "What's up, dude?" And I'm like, "Hey." And then we have to break up into like a team, like you have to get a training partner. And he didn't pick me. He didn't pick me. He was like, they're like, if somebody drops into the gym on my behalf, like somebody DMs me and says like, "Can I drop into you guys' gym? Are you going to be there?" Blah, blah, blah. I always partner up with that person. That's just me though. And he was like, "Not going to do it." He didn't say that, but he definitely didn't make any attempt to be my partner. So I roll with this random guy that I don't know. It was fun. It was great. And then we did positional sparring, 5-minute rounds for the whole class, escaping from different positions. So back control, side control, mount, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, very cardio heavy, very intense. And then there was sparring afterwards. Andy didn't spar with me for like 3 or 4 rounds. Now I am dead tired. Like I have been rolling for like an hour and 15 minutes straight. I'm starting to cramp, very tired. And then Andy's like, you want to go around? So I go around, 5-minute round with Andy, very difficult. He's a black belt. And although he did go easy on me, it was not easy for me. And we got done with the 5 minutes, had like a 30-second break. And he's like, "You want to go another 5 minutes?" And I was like, "Yes, of course. I would love to go another 5 minutes." Truth be told, no, I did not want to go another. So I went as hard as I could for another 5 minutes. And then he offered for me to go roll with another purple belt. So then I had to suck it up and do another round. And I told this purple, I said, "Look, I'm just trying not to throw up." And he was like, please don't throw up." I just had a Black Rifle Coffee latte with whole milk, sucked it down on my way to this gym, thinking I was going to have a class to let that latte settle and then spar. I didn't know I was going to do 2 hours straight of sparring. Anyway, we get done sparring and he was like, 2:30 sharp, be at the studio. Well, it was like 2:15. No, it was like 2 o'clock to be fair. Maybe 1:50. But I'm super sweaty. Got to change clothes. Got to get an Uber back to the hotel. Got to shower and then an Uber back to a studio in less than 40 minutes. Wasn't going to work out. So I walked to his studio, sweaty and gross and nasty. I'm cramping on the way there. My calves are cramping. My thighs are cramping. This is what it's like, guys. When you go on the big leagues, like you're just a number. There's no like niceties. I know people think that like you get invited to these bigger podcasts and that like they roll out a red carpet, they pick you up. No, that's not at all how it works. So I go into this restaurant and I'm like, "Yo, can I just get a Diet Coke? Because I'm cramping up everywhere." So I was like, "I promise I'll come back for dinner," which I did. I did go back for dinner. So I drink this Diet Coke and I make it to his office, 2 o'clock or 2:30 sharp. We go up there and we just jump right in the podcast. Again, no niceties, no like get to know ya. "Hello, sir. Nice to meet you." No, it was just like sit down and let's go. He ends up opening me up like a psychiatrist for 3 hours. One of the craziest, best podcasts I've ever done. I cannot wait till it drops next week on Cleared Hot. But yeah, he peeled me like an onion and it was really, really cool. Now I stayed in the Travel Lodge, which is a disgusting hotel. They very nice staff. The staff was wonderful. It was clean. I just think that it was built in 1903. It's an exaggeration, but it was a very, very old and dated hotel. And it was cool. It was really, really cool to hang out with Andy Stump. Mandatory fun day. and just be in Montana, shooting guns, making content, podcasting, rolling. Andy ended up becoming really chummy after the show. We talked for a little bit. It was really nice. And it went well. But I, like, the night before, I had called my dad and I was like, man, I think I just flew to Montana. I think I just wasted all this money and time because I don't think this guy, one, likes me, and two, I'm not getting a good vibe of a good podcast. And Andy Stumpf, as far as I know, would be the type to just not post the show if it wasn't very good. And so, like, I was having some real self-doubt the night before and the day leading up to it. After we rolled jiu-jitsu, though, after we did the second round, I was like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I've proven myself. I mean, I've rolled for 2 hours. There's not a lot of people that have the cardio or the intestinal fortitude at 41 years old to do that. So I was hoping maybe that would buy me a little bit of grace. And it did. So anyway, fast forward to this week. I got invited to a celebrity golf tournament with AJ Buckley, who is from SEAL Team. I'm also working on a project with AJ Buckley and a couple other guys. And so this has been really cool to hang out with them. This will be my first time getting to hang out. I got to hang out with Tyler Gray the week prior. Now I get to go hang out with AJ Buckley at this golf tournament. It's a veterans celebrity golf tournament. So they pair 3 veterans up with celebrities. And I just thought, because I'm a veteran, that they invited me and I would be paired with AJ Buckley, whom I've been talking to for about 2 months now. I just got the itinerary yesterday. I am one of the celebrities and I am paired up with 3 veterans as their celebrity, but I'm very bad at golf and I'm not really a celebrity. So these guys are really getting the shaft, pun intended. On top of all that, they have me listed as being the entertainment for one of the nights as the comedian. So yes, yesterday I spent all day trying to write veterans comedy. I'm pretty sure it's going to have to be a clean comedy set, which I've never done clean comedy. So there's a lot going on in the life of Eric Tanzi. And then we have the book release on Tuesday and my first kind of like soft book party launch in my hometown of Clayton. If you want to come to that, DM me. I will send you the address. It starts at 4 p.m. in downtown Clayton. And it goes till late. So send me a DM if you want to go to that. I'll be signing books, as well as there'll be other characters from the books to be there. That should be fun. But Tuesday's going to be a big day. And I would like every single one of you who gets the book on Tuesday, I want you to take a picture, tag Eric Tanzi and Failure to Stop in the picture and post it in your story or on your regular feed. That would be dope too. But I want to just flood the internet with pictures of people holding my book. So Lazaro Lopez says, make PTSD jokes the whole time. I have a couple of suicide jokes. Is that appropriate? Do you think? I've used them before at veterans comedy shows. There's no cussing, so I'm guessing that's clean, and people laughed. How would it work for a golf crowd? Should I do veteran suicide jokes? Nothing's funny about veteran suicide. You're right. There's nothing funny about it. But I have seen people laugh at veteran suicide jokes. So maybe they are funny. Maybe they are funny. We're going to have fun though. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep it clean as possible. I don't know. I have to read the crowds. I'm going to write a whole bunch of jokes and probably just read the crowd and see how it goes. If they're all old veterans, they get a little bit grumpy, I think, of the veteran suicide things. You know, Vietnam veterans, really soft. You got to be really careful with those guys. World War II veterans, they don't really give an F, but is there that many of them still around? Then you got the Korean War vets. I'm not even sure where their humor's at. And then you got the GWAT vets who are disgusting pigs, animals, and they will appreciate all of the jokes except the clean ones. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult show. We'll see how it goes, but I am excited. But I'm more excited to be here podcasting with you because I missed it. And I apologize that I'm not in the studio. So I don't have a cool guy video for you today. I apologize. I had one ripped. Here it is, just to prove it to you. But you can tell that the audio is extremely low. Was the audio extremely low on that? Yes or no? So I don't think I can show you the cool guy video because I think the audio was too low. Was that too low? Yes or no in the chats? Hit me up. Yes or no? Will Cray says, hey, y'all, that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking, was this video loud enough? You can see some of the wounds there. Reg Chapman spoke to that teenager. Yeah, it's too low. We're not going to show it. It was a great video. I will rip it for next week. It's a good video. And it's one that you would make fun of me for because it has to do with a young man using Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in his restaurant, which is really funny. But today's video has nothing to do with Jiu-Jitsu. So don't worry. Don't freak out. Don't be offended. We're like, oh, God, another jiu-jitsu video. Because it'll save your life. And it's like the number one mixed martial art, like of the mixed martial arts. It's probably, you know, the highest percentage you could have for a knockout, in my opinion. But we could debate it later if you want. You know, I'm up for a good BJJ debate. You know, I'm in for it. A matter of fact, Andy Stumpf asked me, why don't all police officers train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Somebody says there's a clean vet joke for you. Yes. So, even Andy Stumpf was very interested in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as it pertains to law enforcement, which is very important. I have a friend right now. His name is Scott, and he's putting together a very cool beginner law enforcement style jiu-jitsu course. And I'm excited to see what he's working on. He doesn't have social media or anything, but very, very good police officer and very, very good jiu-jitsu practitioner. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into today's insane police breakdown, brought to you by factormeals.com/wolfpack50 for 50% off. Summer is coming to an end. Oh no, no more summer. Kids are going back to school, which means you got a lot on your plate. You got to get the kids up. You got to get them dressed. You got to get them fed. You got to get them out the door. You're trying to keep up with your gym time. You're trying to keep up with your family time. You don't have time to meal plan. Going to the grocery store, figuring out all the different items you're going to cook, what the calories are, yada, yada, yada. And then you waste half your Sunday prep cooking and sorting them out using Pyrex dishes, Pytex dishes, Rubbermaid dishes. You can't find the lid. That's my biggest downfall. That's the real reason why I quit meal planning, was the freaking lid situation. Nothing makes me more pissed off than having a cupboard dedicated to Pytex and Pyrex and Rubbermaid dishes to never be able to find the right lid with the right dish. Like, I don't understand how those dishes and the lids don't go in the dishwasher at the same time. I know when I do the dishes, I put them in at the same time, and then I put them out at the same time and put them into the cupboard. I'm not sure where the kink is in the armor, but every time I try to meal plan, I can never find the right lid for the right dish, and it drives me nuts. That's why I mainly go with Factor meals, honestly. Like, not only are they amazing and delicious and they taste great and it's extremely easy to meal plan, whether you want to do protein heavy, calorie conscious, you want to do keto, whatever, but you don't have to go looking for freaking lids. So maybe if you got your lid game on, you don't need Factor meals. But if you're anything like me and your lid game sucks, head over to factormeals.com/wolfpack50 for 50% off plus free shipping on your first order. That's factormeals.com/wolfpack50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/wolfpack50 OFF. All right, here we go. Will Cray says, don't forget the lids getting ruined from the food. Yeah, why do the lids get all like discolored? That is something that is a fair point. Okay, let's get into today's breakdown because that's what we're all really here for. Guys, we have a book coming out on Tuesday. Don't forget. Pigland, a seriously funny true story. If you haven't pre-ordered it yet, if you're not in the game, get in the freaking game. Go get Pigland, a seriously funny true story. Do it meow. All right, let's play this tape.
Neighbors for 2337.
Put your hands in the air! Whoa, you're like, where? What's the context? What are we doing? Why are the cops just pulling up in the middle of the night on this lonely, lonesome Houston highway? On that lonesome highway east of Omaha. Why are they just jumping out in the guns? Well, let's give you some context really quickly. This is from Chief Adrian Rodriguez. Said officers responded to a call about a suspicious person with a weapon on Mykawa and Allen Genoa. Those are the roads. Mykawa and Allen Genoa. I'd hate to be in a foot chase and be like, Raleigh suspects running on Mykawa Drive and Allen Genoa. You know what I mean? Like, I would just be like, we're running. I'm not going to say those street names. I'm not going to try to read them. This happens at 11:35 p.m. on Thursday. Investigators say 2 sergeants responded, which says a lot about the Houston Police Department. Either their numbers are so bad that they have 2 sergeants patrolling the same district or beat area. I'm not sure how it works in Houston. Or they're just so proactive that they have 2 sergeants working the streets. Mainly our sergeants were sometimes out on the road. Most of the time they were in the office doing office stuff. But anyway, the suspect immediately opened fire on them, striking one. Radio traffic captured someone, possibly the injured sergeant, saying that they were bleeding. We're going to see all that in just a second. So really, I don't even have the context of why they rolled up. I guess they were, it was a disturbance 911 call with a man with a gun. So they're treating that as such, man with a gun, which is weird because it's Texas. Kind of just expect everybody to have a gun. But you know, if it's to the point that people are calling 911, that's out of the norm. And I like when people on Instagram and YouTube, they see these videos and they're like, why was the cop detain him just because they called 911? Well, like, I mean, how many times a day do you walk around with your gun and people call 911 on you? I mean, the answer should be never. I've been carrying a gun now. I'm 41 years old. I've been carrying a firearm. Well, I was deployed at 20 and through 21. So I carried a gun since I was 20. Since I was 20 years old, I've had a gun on me every day, all day, whether it's on my hip, right next to me in the car, right next to my pillow, I always have a gun with me in my fanny pack. I'm always carrying. Nobody's ever called the police on me for carrying a gun. You get where I'm going here? It's like, oh, well, it's a man with a gun. It's Texas. Everybody has a gun. Yeah, everybody has a gun in Texas. But nobody's calling the police on those people with a gun. So when somebody calls police because a man has a gun, it's probably because he is doing something nefarious with said gun. It is worth checking out. So I hate seeing these comments like, everybody in Texas has a gun. Yeah, again, yes, true. But nobody's fucking calling the police on everybody with a gun. Unless they're acting like weirdos. So here we go, man with a gun. I think the cops are going to respond pretty good. I mean, what else can you do, really? Let's play it. Hey, if you got an idea, put it in the chats. I don't know.
Oh, you got me, God damn it!
So I know maybe you guys on YouTube caught it. Those on audio, which is 99% of you, are not going to see this. The cops get out of the car. They try to tell this guy to drop his gun, which I think is a rifle. And he starts to shoot, and he shoots the one cop in the leg. And the cop that gets shot is now moved to the opposite side of the car. The other sergeant is on the same side of the car where the shooting initially happened, and he's returning fire off the A-pillar. The guy who got shot left the passenger A-pillar and went to the driver's side and is now flanking. Straight up flanking maneuver on this suspect after he's already been shot. No cover, no concealment. One dude's laying suppresso fire, and he is straight up flanking. So not sure if this dude's a veteran or where he learned this tactic. Not something I thought I would see when I got this video sent to me on a Monday morning. By the way, this happened on July 17th. I didn't expect dude to take a round and then straight. I didn't expect him to, one, get back in the fight. Definitely didn't expect him to do a flanking maneuver in the middle of the Houston desert. This isn't like North Carolina where you can bound tree to tree to tree. Like, this mother F is literally flanking down the opposite side of the road, putting rounds with his suppressed AR downrange. Let's play it out.
Shot, but I'm up. Just fire. Roll your head, set the gas. Clear. Alright, put the tourniquet on me. That's fair. You just get the 13 and 04 now. Get behind the car. Yes, we need an ambulance. We got to flush it out.
I believe like something.
Oh my God, he left his rifle just sitting on the hood of his car. Not ideal, but the guy is bleeding like a stuck pig, and he just got shot and he just killed somebody. And it's not the military. We're not in Ramadi. We're not in Fallujah. We're not looking for a follow-on attack after the ambush. Look, is it perfect tactics? No. But I don't want to hear it. Like, I feel like if that's the nitpicking Monday morning quarterbacking you're going to do, you've never actually been in a gunfight and you really don't have any idea what you're talking about. So it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's not ideal, but like, it's going to happen. It's going to get even funnier. I just like to address it because from the civilian or military point, I just think it's funny what you guys notice. Because just, well, we'll get into it. Let me just finish playing this out because there's another angle.
That's clear. Suspect.
Put your hands in the air! Oh, fuck! Fuck, he shot me, god damn it! Officer shot. $13D04, I am shot, but I'm up and moving. God. Shots fired. Roll you.
I love how he was about to say, God damn it, but he knew that he had the mic keyed up. Does anybody know how he was keying up his mic and shooting? Is this new technology? How was he walking, shooting, activating his flashlight, and talking on the radio at the same time? Is there a new radio switch on the gun now? Am I missing something? But anyway, he has the wherewithal to not finish the goddamn it part, which I thought was brilliant. And, because we've watched so many videos where people go condition black, whatever. It's actually really, really impressive that he was, my adrenaline dumps are verbal diarrhea. It's in my book. I go into it in detail, about my verbal diarrhea. That's how my adrenaline, I don't throw up, I don't poop, but I have Tourette's, straight up Tourette's. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. It's a lot of cuss words and it's very fast. And there's a lot of shaking of my hands. That's what I've noticed about my adrenaline dumps. But this guy, like, I don't even know. Did his adrenaline even spike? Hold on. Let's play this again. Is this guy a sociopath? Is this guy a sociopath? Why isn't he like everybody else where he's like, shots fired, put it down, shots fired. Like, why is this cop so not like the other cops that we've seen on these videos? Hold on.
Put your hands in the air! Oh, fuck! Fuck, he shot me, god damn it! Officer shot. $13D04, I am shot, but I'm up and moving. God. Shots fired. Roll you, man. Hey, tourniquet.
I wonder what training scar that is. Do we do tourniquet, like taser? Is that, I'm not knocking it. But it is kind of funny. Tourniquet, tourniquet, tourniquet. Gas, gas, gas. Taser, taser, taser.
13 deal. All right, putting the tourniquet on me. God damn it. Go get him. Get behind my car, get behind the car. I'm bleeding like a son of a bitch. God damn. Tourniquet my ass.
All right, the veterans are going to be like, oh, drop with it. He just slammed his rifle on the ground. Well, you're going to see another picture here where you're going to see exactly how bad this officer is bleeding. I have applied a tourniquet to the same exact wound in the same exact spot as this officer. And I will tell you, in that moment, there's a lot going on in your head. One, I remember the first thing I thought was, oh my God, I'm actually using a tourniquet. Two, I remember as I was trying to tell myself that my fine motor skills are going to be extremely limited because the adrenaline. So I have to control that, the adrenaline, work this tourniquet as you have practiced and trained. I remember saying, do it how you trained to do this. And that was great because I was able to not fumble fuck my way through getting the tourniquet off my belt, undoing it, and getting it on very quickly. This officer has trained with his tourniquet, I can tell. But I remember sliding the tourniquet up the leg and seeing the amount of blood and going, I can't do this. I can't do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. And then I put the tourniquet on the person. Again, that story's in the book as well. Wasn't that heroic, but it was traumatic for me. The woman was also pregnant that I was doing it, but just psychologically seeing all the blood, and that wasn't on somebody I knew. Now I had the pressure of tourniqueting one of your brothers. The gun slamming down on the ground is just, it's just how it goes. I don't know that we need all the negative comments about it. I saw that on the YouTube channels. It came mainly from veterans. Again, we're not in Fallujah. We're not in Ramadi. Is it the best practice? No. But really, are you going to make fun and shame a guy who is doing way more than you've probably ever done yourself ever? So, and I like that too. I like it when people try to say, well, I would have put that gun across my foot. Okay, what's the difference? You think it's going to buy him any less time to grab that thing off the ground versus grabbing it off his toe? Like, at the end of the day, what are we doing here, folks? What are we talking about? So I don't care. I don't want to hear like, well, drop with it, drop with your rifle. Like, you're just trying to make yourself seem like you're really cool, and you're probably not that cool. I think you can get to your gun quicker like that than if he would have slung that thing over his chest. Now you're taking the time to sling a gun over your chest. You're still having to manipulate shit off of your gun belt. Like, I get it. The quickest thing to do here when your buddy is leaking fluids is let's just get the gun out. Like just drop a gun and get the freaking tourniquet going. Like, I got no problem with it. Yes, your rifle is well built. It'll survive the fall. Yeah. And if your rifle can't survive that fall and dropping it like that, like, then maybe you should have set your rifle up different. You know what I mean? Hopefully you have backup iron sights and you know how to use them. For all you guys out there that are completely anti-iron sights, this is why you have backup iron sights. So when you slam that close quarter optical down on the ground and it goes blank, you've got a backup. But anyway, now they've got to apply this tourniquet. And I want to play this out because you're going to see the psychology behind a lot of things and some fast moving parts from a very well-trained department. I would say that these guys are well-trained. If you want to argue with me in the chats, go ahead. This is a police department already. You've got sergeants in the field humping calls. That's white flag number one. What's the opposite of a red flag? White flag sounds racist. Green flag? That's a green flag. We'll do that. Green flag. Versus red flag. That's a green flag. Like, that's a go. Your sergeants are out humping calls. That's go number one. Green flag number one. Green flag number two. They get out of their car with their rifles and they're in a fighting posture. Green flag number 3. The shooting happens and both guys get to work and then jump. I still think we're getting on the radio way too much, way too early. Like, let's just, who cares? Like, everybody's coming to you. Like, let's win the gun battle first. But these guys do that. And then green flag number 4, the proper use of this tourniquet. And then we're going to see tons of other green flags here. And if you see a red flag, you can point it out. I won't shame you too much. Here we go.
Here. All right. All right, here. Tie that shit up on me. Yeah. Go high. Yeah.
What direction is he going?
He's down, ain't he? Yeah, he's down. Oh, there he is. Pop it. 13-04, hold there.
Southeast.
Put your hands in the air! Put your hands in the air! Fuck you! Got me! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Roll EMS! Suspect down! Hey, I got a tourniquet.
All right, putting the tourniquet on me.
We need an ambulance. We got Officer down. I'm bleeding like the son of a bitch.
That's clear, that's clear.
Tourniquet. Here. All right. All right, here. Tie that shit up on me. Yeah. Go high. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
What direction is he going?
He's down, ain't he? Yeah, he's down. We need one more with gloves. One more.
All right, so you got to see some of the blood there. For the viewers, you got to see some blood. There's a funny line here. It says, not gonna lie, there should be zero tolerance for officers swearing on duty until there are 0 arrests / detentions for giving cops the finger for 5 years consecutively. I've never even heard of somebody getting arrested or detained for giving the middle finger. I guess I would ask, like, who's giving, why are you giving cops middle fingers for 5 years? That seems silly to me. Very immature, but whatever. I've never detained anybody or arrested anybody for swearing or giving the middle finger. So I don't know, maybe it's the town you live in, but I would start with maybe just don't flick cops off for no reason. That seems, I mean, don't flick anybody off. Like, I think that's super silly. Giving people the middle finger is super 90s. But anyway, yeah, that was super fast, grabbing the rifle. Here we go. Now we have the second part of this because the fight's not over. We still have some dude. We have some guy that's been shot, laid up in the road, and we've got to still take care of that. And so here we go with the rest of the squad showing up in Houston. Lots of green flags here. Love to see it. And we'll walk through it.
Gloves. Whoa. We need one more with gloves. I got it. Move up with the shield. Whoever's got gloves is going to detain him. Mendez, when we start moving, lower your gun, please. I got it. All right. Yes, just move it out of the way. All right. You're not clear for now. All right.
So the female here has been told to extract the gun, and I love, maybe she's a rookie. I don't know, but I think the questions are cute. Like, how do I do it? What do I do? What are you doing? He's just like, just grab the gun. And, everybody else is being silent, but she's asking a lot of questions. I just think it's funny. Hang on, I'll play it again.
I got it. All right. Yes, just move it out of the way. All right. You're not clear for now. All right, we got two.
It's so innocent, right? Like, she's just looking up with those puppy eyes. Like, I can grab this gun. I can do it. Am I good? I'm going to grab the gun.
Two people on gloves. Yeah. Detain him. I'll grab the gun. All right. Fine, yeah. Detain him. Yep. Move it up. Come up on the right hand. Don't move. Don't move. Do not move.
There's a pretty solid plan here, though. They're stacked behind the shield. They've got guns on there. They have a female in the back with gloves on, ready to get the firearm away from them. That's her job. And then we've got two guys behind her with gloves on and med packs that are going to start doing medical. Why I chose to keep this in the video and in the breakdown is because it's a solid plan. It's a very hasty plan. They put it together extremely quick and they moved. They got to work. And I think that is outstanding. And it's a solid plan. Like, I don't see any holes in this plan as of yet. Their communication is really great. And yeah, I mean, it's when you're in a stressful situation, time and time again, we've seen absolute chaos on these breakdowns. We have zero chaos in this breakdown. This is actually it's kind of like a symphony, to be honest with you.
I'm just gonna kick it. Yep. Hey, we're gonna move gun out. Step up.
And homegirl does exactly what they planned her to do. They kicked the gun and she went straight to it and she secured the gun. Good for her.
Do not move. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Do not move. Do you understand me? Yep. Old Bobby Alverado is like, dude, I am shot multiple times. Do you boo? I'm done. Play it again so you can hear it.
Move! Don't move! Do not move! Do not move! I'm just gonna kick it. Yep. Hey, we're gonna move gun out. Step up. Do not move! Do you understand me?
Yeah.
We're taking the suspect into custody right now. I'm gonna cut his shirt off, roll him over. Hold on. I'm gonna cut his shirt off. Hey, pat his waistband. Get his waistband. Yep. Get his waistband. Search him real quick. Get his pockets. Let's check up on him. Behind. Throw his stuff out the side. Hey, give us light over here. Give us light. Slow down. We're good.
Yeah. Block. Go back and block that whole intersection. Hey, Post, do you have a med pack?
I got it on me.
You got one? All right.
I'll roll it out. We got one in the stomach.
One in the butt cheek.
We got one in the ass.
Yep.
All right. One of the takeaways I wanted to play from there at the very end was, if this would have happened in the 90s, if this would have happened pre 9/11, would officers have had a med pack? Would officers have had shears? Would officers have had tourniquets? See how far policing has come. Now, with all of that comes more training, more classroom time, more things to think about. The weight that police officers carry of knowledge is more than, I can't think of another career where you have to know so much. You can't have a med pack and not know how to use it. You can. It's unlikely. Are you going to be an expert at everything in that med pack? No. But every cop I know that carries a med pack has been to probably at least advanced first responder courses. Every cop goes through first responder courses and has to do follow-up training on that. Tourniquet use, how to use a firearm, handgun, long gun. You got to know how, the ins and outs of your optic, the ins and outs of your suppressor, de-escalation skills. You've got to know hand-to-hand combat. You've got to know radar theory so that you can testify in court to exactly how radar works. You've got to be a drug analysis. You have to be a alcohol expert. And you really do have to be an expert for DUIs because they're going to ask you every question that pertains to alcohol and impairment on the stand, and you are going to have to be able to regurgitate those. And if you don't, you're personal. It is harder to charge somebody with a DUI than it is with murder. You've got to know how to work a murder scene. You got to know how to use the crime scene tape. Where does it go? Where's your inner perimeter? Where's your outer perimeter? If you're the crime scene reporter, how do you manage that? If you're going to be the shield, if you have the shield, how do you use the shield? How do we stack up behind a shield? How do we clear all the different types of firearms? How do we talk on the radio? How do we program our radio? What channels are our radios on? If we have to swap channels to talk to the helicopter, how are we going to do that? How do we get a helicopter in the air? You've got to be an expert driver, driving when it's fast, driving when it's rainy. You've got to be a crash scene reconstruction expert, which means you have to use CAD. How many times have you ever heard engineers and architects complaining about using CAD or having to use CAD, having to use it as a skill? You've got to use Excel spreadsheets. You got to be able to make spreadsheets. You got to do crime mapping, crime analysis, data analysis, evidence, how to turn in evidence, how to exchange ownership of evidence, how to type that into a report, how to testify, how to be a public speaker. Don't even get me started on all the crisis intervention training that pertains to mental health and wellness, and how you have to be a mental health and wellness expert and to be able to differentiate somebody who is going through excited delirium, schizophrenia, or some kind of mutant form of autism that we haven't seen yet. Is it the newest drug? Is it fentanyl? Is it bath salts? Is it diabetic related? The amount of weight on a law enforcement's officer's shoulders is insane. And here you saw one scenario that probably has never happened to any of these cops. And they were able to go back in this repertoire of information, the Rolodex of training and information, and say, what do I do now? Get the shield, get behind the shield, make a plan, move up, secure, start working on the subject. Where do we, the ABCs, airway, bleeding, circulation, checking all of those things, getting the ambulance, blocking off of the road. That only works when you're in a constant mode of training. Small agencies don't get that. They show up and they wing it. A lot of them. There are some really great small town cops that don't wing it. And I salute you. I salute you. You should always be training. And guess what? You're not always going to get it right. You're not always going to do the exact right thing. Sometimes we are going to put our guns on the hood of the car and walk away from them. Sometimes you are going to drop your rifle. But if you're going to get on YouTube and be a nitpicker like that, I would say shame on you. Honestly. I would also just look at you like you're an idiot, because you are an absolute idiot and you could not do better. Because if you could do better, you wouldn't be on the internet talking about doing better. You'd be out training, doing drive fires, and doing all the things that make you better, not trying to nitpick videos on YouTube. Also, if you were training and practicing, you would see these flaws and you would go, you know what? It's like if you're a football player and you watch football, you know a lot about football. You're like, yeah, that was a touchdown, but they did this, and this wrong. But you don't really say shit because they scored the touchdown. And you know that if you really know how to play football, you know that every play somebody makes a mistake, even though the same amount of dudes, 15 guys, whatever it is, have practiced the same thing over and over again for 20 years of their whole life, and they still can't get it right on game day. Things are going to go wrong. Things aren't going to work out. These guys might be great here, might be really bad at a DUI. I was always good in a situation like this. Put me on the side of the road with somebody who has to do field sobriety. I'm a train wreck. I'm like, I don't even know how to do this game of, put your foot here or put your hand on your nose or whatever. Like, I just would rather pawn it off on somebody else that knows what they're doing. Really fun breakdown today, guys. Failure to Stop is going to grow, I think, going on all these shows, which means we have to get better cases and we've got to get the team back together. So the plan is we build up the following on Failure to Stop for this 80-day book tour, milk the book tour as much as we can. And then we start bringing on better guests, and we get the whole team back together again, get all the sponsors back, and we'll be good to go. So don't drop us off yet. It is going to be a little bit inconsistent just because of the book tour. If you are going to be at the Hope for Veterans Celebrity Golf Tournament this weekend, come find me. I will be there the whole weekend, Saturday through Monday. That'll be a lot of fun. And then I'm doing Chad Robichaux's show, and I believe he's in Dallas. And then I'm going to San Antonio, and then I'm going up to Austin and doing a whole podcast tour there. And then I will be doing Pennsylvania, Maryland, and New York probably after that. And I've still got to get to Cincinnati in a few weeks as well. So lots of traveling. You'll see lots of different backgrounds. Stick with me. Stick with it. Kojo, I've never seen him in the chat, says, with medical training in my area, officers get more training in March than the medics do. Half our medics do. Well, good. Yeah, it's crazy, that police are expected to do so much, you know what I mean? And then they're held to an unreasonable standard by the public, which I guess is part of the game. We give you an extreme amount of power, but we're also going to hold you more accountable than anybody else. And maybe it's not supposed to be fair. Maybe that's the way the game is always supposed to be played. At the end of the day, though, I always say it's your safety. It's your safety. If you want to drag first responders through the mud, if you want to do critically critique us to the point where we have zero self-esteem and nobody qualified wants to do the job, you want to get rid of qualified immunity, you want to tie all the hands between the people who want to save you, then fine. Don't complain when you have to save yourself. When you have to tie your own tourniquet and you have nobody there, you have no knight in shining armor to tell you you're going to be okay. Because I promise when you're in that moment, you're going to want anybody. Guy, girl, black, white, gray. You're going to want anybody to be by your side, telling you it's going to be okay, holding your hand. Trust me, I've been there. I've been laying on the side of the road, waiting on the ambulance, and having us, even, I think, who knows? I don't even remember if it was civilians or not, but, or when I had the big fight, Michael August, I believe Michael August is in the chats. I believe I just got a return to sender envelope from you, from your address. I have to go check it. I got it from Michael, from Michael somebody. I got a return to sender. So Michael, if you did not get your bookmark, DM me, because I did just get an envelope back, and I believe it was when I sent you bad address. But anyway, well, then you're gonna have to save yourself. If you are upset about the police, if you're gonna keep dragging them through the mud when your car gets broken into and the cops aren't being proactive, because what's the point? What is the point of me trying to find somebody breaking into your car if A, they're going to run no matter what? I'm not going to be able to chase them. Why would I want to chase them? If I chase them and they act like they're going to shoot me and I shoot them first, I'm going to be strung through the city courts for shooting somebody in the back who was unarmed. So I don't get to err on that side of caution. And it's just your shit. It's not mine. So like, why should I care about you getting stuff stolen out of your car? That's where law enforcement's at. I would say if you're going to break into my car, then you should be prepared to die for it. Honestly. I don't think it's fair that a normal person, one of the big reasons why I don't break in anybody's shit, I don't want you to shoot me. I think people should be scared to get shot for breaking into a car. Don't break into cars. You know what I mean? Not that hard. But when you have 36 car break-ins in the same neighborhood in the same night, which is what we're seeing all over the country, you know why? It's because you have forced the cops not to care. By jumping in these chats on these YouTubes, by second guessing them constantly, not paying them enough, defunding them, dragging them through the mud, dragging their names through the mud for no reason, not giving them the benefit of the doubt whatsoever. And guess what? Now you have 36 car break-ins. Now you have all these videos of these kids punching their teachers, punching their coaches. We've seen all those viral pictures. We've seen the people who are like this video that I was trying to show you guys earlier, where this guy just walks out to take the trash and a group of thugs like in a movie surround him and tell him to ask him why the suburb kid is working at a kitchen in, whatever this like little Chinatown is or whatever, just like a movie. And he's forced to fight off these animals for simply taking out the trash, but maybe the pendulum will swing. Maybe the book Pig Latin, once people read it, they'll be like, you know what? Maybe we should go easier, a little bit easier. I'm not saying go completely easy. I'm not saying swing the pendulum completely the other direction, but maybe what we're doing is not healthy as a country towards your law enforcement officer, your first responders. One, the pressure you're putting on them is way too much. And you're putting too much responsibility on our law enforcement. A lot of this responsibility should be on the church. It should be on you. If you've got a relative that suffers from severe mental illness, well, that's your responsibility. He's your family. It's not my responsibility. All right, guys. Today's show brought to you by factormeals.com/Wolfpack50OFF. Heading out to the golf tournament, and hope to see some of you guys there next Saturday. DM me if you want to come to just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, to the Soft book launch party. I will have books there. There'll be characters from the books. It's a pretty small venue. So definitely DM me. You can come, but I just want to know who you are and kind of stalk your Facebook profiles first and your social medias first to make sure you're not, some kind of weirdo. And you're more than welcome to show up and have a good time with us. And thank you for the congrats on the book, Abby. Wilkin says, good luck at the golf tourney. I wish it was a shooting tourney. It'd be a lot better. Mur530, good to see you. Will Cray, Michael August, thank you so much. Tyler S, Folk around and find out. Last row, Kojo, thank you for being here in the live chatties. Brian W, thank you so much. Loren, if I didn't already see it, thank you so much. All right, guys, love you guys. We'll see you next week. We're just going to keep going. Follow us on social media, Failure to Stop, and Eric Tanzi Official for the book tour. Look, the book tour is pretty entertaining, especially on Eric Tanzi Official. Trying to post more on the Failure to Stop page. Follow both. Also, I'm trying to up my LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn, I guess. I have been pretty active, and somebody already came after me on LinkedIn. They pulled a bunch of like old pictures and tried to like take some shit out of context. It was really crazy. So yeah, I ended up with like 40 something comments yesterday on this random person who I've never met posted a picture that Jonathan Bates drew of me punching a guy that pulled a gun on me. And it was one of the artist renditions of a chapter in the book. And some random lady posted this on LinkedIn. Her name is, I think it was Elizabeth Harden. And she's like, does this give you a visceral reaction? Just to let you know that this guy is publishing a book and I think it's disgusting. It's just like very hateful. She hasn't even read the book yet. She doesn't even know who I am. So very strange place, but I am on I just started being an active member of LinkedIn in the last like week. So I've had LinkedIn forever, just never been on it. But yeah, and Twitter, I'm on X, Eric Tanzi Official on X. So if you guys want to follow me there, I have been posting content everywhere and there's a lot more content to come. So love you guys. Have a great weekend and I hope to see you guys next week. Don't forget Tuesday, please. If you get the book in the mail, post a picture of it, tag me, Eric Tanzi, Ain't Failure to Stop. I have to see it. I want to see it. Celebrate Tuesday with me. Send me DMs. Let's celebrate. We've all been waiting for this I will dedicate my whole day to be on the phone. Literally, I'm just going to be on the phone all day being like, yay, let's celebrate together. All my online friends, it's going to be so much fun. Love you more than rainbows, Abby. We'll see you on the next one. Check out Santana True Crime on being a police officer. And, we've got Abby Ellsworth's, a podcast as well. And, let's see, let me post everybody's shit. We got Allie in the archives. We got Santana True Crime, plus his book is out, A Murder on Campus, The Professor the Cop, North Carolina's Most Notorious Cold Case. Tyler Gray's book, Forged in Chaos, extremely awesome. And then we have On Being a Police Officer with Abby Ellsworth. And of course, I always love Dexter Pitts. I Am Pitts' book, always one of my faves. And then here one more time for Pig Latin, a seriously funny, true story. Follow us, be a part of our lives, and we will see you guys next week. Cheers.